we know that that person, that user, is between 20 to 30, is female, and they like travel. And we start building a profile. It's no longer data, now it's becoming more of a profile. And we can use that information, the profile data, to personalize the content of the website. So you are enriching your profile, and if you're in the publishing business of monetizing your data, you can then have more data to monetize. But we are also providing better information to personalize the experience of the customer. So this is really about integrating this third-party, traditionally third-party data into your first-party owned data that you can activate. Next slide, please. Then I mentioned earlier, and this is something quite new, to be honest, in Europe and everywhere. We have a couple of clients doing this. It's very much about this cross-channel, integrating the cross-channel activity. How do I understand how someone is navigating from, a device, looking at certain media, and going through different types of interactions, and how can I bring those two together? We provide at Ensighten a solution that allows you to start creating these user interactions, and once we have a way of linking them through a login, through a particular email address, we merge those profiles together, and we say, okay, I can determine, it's what we call a deterministic approach, I can determine that this person is the same as this other person, and now I'm going to merge all those interactions together into one single journey. So we provide solutions, and we have a couple of clients just testing this today. Okay, so decision layer, this is when I mentioned about going beyond data and start really understanding profile information. So I won't be spending too much time on this one. Next slide, please. But it's as I mentioned earlier, is really when we start knowing that this person has acted through all these devices, has looked at all these products, and liked also travel and segments, we can go and start bringing more qualitative information about that user that enriches our ability to market to that person. So we do that by enriching the data with CRM data, with other type of profile information, and start stitching. I think the key word for me here is start stitching all that knowledge into audience and segmentation. So really here is like, this is probably where we are today in most profiling information, and this is where we want to be looking at. This is a travel person, this is what is the affinity of that type of user. And this is important both for targeting, but also, in the publishing world, for monetizing your data. You can sell your segments better. Okay, so the last couple of examples that I wanted to show before we go into the demo is really how do I put these data into action. And there is no, it's not really a PowerPoint here, it's more of a demo scenario, it's a use case. So we work with our clients on a case-by-case basis, understanding their requirements, and SuperAnalytics does that with us to say, okay, what are the use cases where I can put these data into action? Are you interested in customizing the personalization experience that they have on your website? Are you interested in acquiring more customers? Are you interested in selling and monetizing your data to third parties? And we create those use cases to drive the performance. So just one here as an example, which is for a betting company that we were looking at. In this particular case, what we say is, we are bringing CRM third-party data about that user, the lifetime value of that user, what they've been doing before, have they renewed their subscription with us. So there is a lot of information that was locked away in the CRM system that was not used to customize the business, the personalize the experience. So what we're doing here is we're bringing that CRM data into the data layer. This is a backfeed. Every night we do the batch load. We bring that data into the data layer, which is now ready to be used in real time at the browser level when that person comes to the website. So when they come to the website, we feed that CRM data to the user profile, and then we come up with recommendations. The data is enriched, and then once there is an interaction, we can then send all that interaction and the response to that interaction to other systems as well. So to your campaign management, to your analytics tool, or to your personalization tool that will take action either to personalize the experience of the user while they are on the website, or to launch and trigger an email campaign following that interaction on the website. So those use cases, we have hundreds of use cases, and they very much depend on your industry, on your objectives. The last layer, as I mentioned earlier, is very much about measuring. You put all these programs in place, how well are they performing? So this is what we call the attribution layer, the customer intelligence layer, and it's very much about understanding your funnel, how different activities are impacting either your conversion rates or the success of some of the campaigns that you have put in place. If you look at the next slide, I just have a very quick example that illustrates this. At the moment, the activity that you're running for capturing, retargeting, converting clients is very much measured on a last click basis. The last click that delivered that customer or that person signing up gets the credit for that interaction. Which is normally PPC. So there are huge budgets going into PPC, and there is very little awareness of what happens at the upper funnel. The upper funnel being mainly your display activity, your branding activity. Because within Ensighten, we are tracking every step of the way, every step of the journey. We are able then to report and to give you the visualization of that entire path to conversion or customer journey. And when I say conversion, it doesn't need to be a monetary transaction. It might be someone signing up or downloading a PDF or doing something like that. So this is an important way to close the loop and to understand, okay, I've put all these segments and I've built all this intelligence. How well is it performing? Is my display activity really bringing and helping converting? Shall I take money away from my PPC because the brand awareness was there already because they were coming through, through direct to site, for example. So we're able to track every view, every click for paid and non-paid media. And traditionally that data was in silos. You will get a file from display, a file from retargeting, and it will take months to put together. Here we're breaking all those silos and we're giving you access to the data for reporting, for analysis that you can download and that you can visualize. So this is really what I wanted to share in terms of the blueprint. Customers don't go and do this from day one. It's it's a vision. We have a lot of cases to share with you. John, our solutions engineer, will give you a demo, and he's also available later if you have any questions. And